You're listening to Somewhat Frank with me, Frank Gruber. After working in the corporate world for a decade, I decided to blaze my own path by co-founding Tech Cocktail, which helped catalyze local startup communities and eventually turned into TechCo Media, a site which grew to millions of readers and was eventually acquired. Over the past decade, I've interviewed hundreds of entrepreneurs and thought leaders from some of the fastest growing and most successful companies in history. And along the way, I've learned amazing lessons from my experiences. So we're going to talk about startups, tech, innovation, and their intersection with personal life, and anything else on Frank Gruber's mind. So let's get started being Somewhat Frank. Somewhat Frank is produced with the help of Established, my new company. This is the Frank Gruber podcast. I'm joined by Jen Consalvo from Established, as well as Joe Corbett from Established. We're here in Tampa, hanging out, having breakfast.
Do we want him broadcasting more?
Yes, we do. We do want to broadcast more.
Feeding the beast.
So we were just talking about the Apple Watch, which we have, and we took a selfie. Yes, we took a selfie, team selfie here, because we're in Tampa, and Joe here was telling me to use my Apple Watch as the way to shoot the photo.
Remote control.
Remote control?
For the camera, yeah.
For the camera.
Has a viewfinder and everything.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do that, but I do know that I was trying to make a phone call yesterday while out running, and I got so aggravated because I was trying to call somebody related to one of our, we were trying to call somebody related to something I was doing.
From your watch.
From my watch. So I was saying, Siri, call Jim, blah, blah, blah. And it kept trying to call Jim Bankoff.
Problem?
Yeah, it just literally kept trying to call Big Jim Bankoff, and I was so frustrated. And then I used the dictation, I used the little signature thing, scribble thing to try to type
and to
in.
be clear, you were trying to call a gym.
I was trying to call a gym.
Started with gym, like a gym that you go to.
GYM.
And there's certain names that it won't do.
And
my daughter Mame, it can't get Mame, never.
Right.
Guy, fine. Mame,
Well,
no.
It probably thinks you're saying Maine.
Or anything
Or
else.
anything else.
Maine,
Right.
M-A-I-N.
So it kept saying Jim, like Jim as in J-I-M instead of the actual Jim. I was trying to call the gym. And I was so mad. I just got so angry. And I was like, what should I do?
You can
Meditation?
you could say, hey Siri.
Yeah.
Gym whatever, the gym place.
Yeah.
Is my daughter's daycare. So then in the future, you can say, call my daughter's daycare.
But I was trying to call the gym that I work out at.
Wink, wink. People he winked.
Yeah. So the thing is, I did look it up, and I said I even spelled it. Oh wow. So we just got some really
Sex
lovely.
on the beach to start?
Yeah, right. No, these are. We just got some drinks delivered to our table here.
They're morning health
I wish you could see them. Yeah, I've already. One is green.
They really look nice.
It looks like a kale tonic.
One of them looks like a sex on the beach.
Or
like a
And,
Tequila
chocolate.
sunrise
and the other looks like a
Yeah.
tequila sunrise. I swear it's not. It's called a morning meditation. Let me take a sip.
It's full of vodka.
Oh, it is. No, it's not. No vodka in that one. But actually, it's filled with
Kale
beet. That's
tonic.
beet juice. That's beet juice. It's not too sweet. Tastes good.
The kale one.
So I'm gonna be humming today on that what is it called? Meditation? Medley? What was the name of that thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's really good though.
It's good.
But anyway, going back to Apple Watch, I was kind of frustrated and disappointed in Apple that Siri does not work
It's a
better.
Siri issue.
Like, why does
It's
Siri
Siri.
not work better? Like, I'm so mad.
They keep
I
lagging behind
expect more.
because they're privacy focused. So they can't. There's only so much scraping they can do of your usage and why you're using it a certain way.
Well, let me
So
preface
their
this.
AI is
You have
behind.
to feed it with
I am an
information.
Apple.
Yeah.
I love Apple
To
products.
make Siri smart.
I know, but it can't spell Jim with a G. Like G-Y-M. Can't figure it out. It was so frustrating because I'm on my headset. I didn't have my phone. I was running. I was actually running, and I realized I got to call the gym. And
Which is a better way to do it because the
right.
microphone. will
I was
pick
just
up
using the
clear.
microphone. It should have picked it up. I spelled it. I spelled it the right way. I looked it up. I even did location. Find it in this area. Nothing. I was so mad. I literally almost threw my watch in the river.
Lesson of the day.
It's waterproof, so it would have been fine.
Don't make calls while you're going on a run.
I know you shouldn't take. I know, but it was important because you were.
You wanted to be that guy who had
You were
like in the
busy, and I needed to
commercials.
call them to do something, and I wanted to take care of it for us right away, and I was just trying to make it happen, and I got blocked by Siri.
You know another thing it does
What?
that annoys me?
What?
And it always has?
Yeah.
One of the first things they showed you when they debuted Siri was someone like running or something. And
On a
had-
surfboard, making a phone call.
That was this year.
Okay.
I'm talking like first Siri, like
Well,
Apple
I'll tell you.
4S or whatever.
yeah.
They said like, Siri, make me a meeting for blah 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 blah. If you say, Siri, make me a meeting for 3 p.m., it'll make you a meeting for 3 p.m. and not ask you what the details are. So you just have a meeting on your calendar that says meeting 3 p.m. I'm like, how is that helpful? It's so annoying.
So that's frustrating. And so anyway, I wonder, is Alexa doing better? What's Google
Yeah.
doing? Are there products? Is there a better watch? I love Apple's watch. Oh, the juice is good. Thank you. We're loving it. But yeah, so it made me really disappointed in Apple because I feel like I expect more. So anyway, that was my thought with the Apple moment I had that yesterday morning running, and I wanted to get your take if there's a better solution. I know you guys also use Apple products.
Switch to Android Wear.
Android Wear? I don't know.
Which
I mean,
I don't think has an AI assistant built in.
so
I bet you anything there's some AI assistants you can download the apps.
Right, that's the thing. That's the benefit of
Yeah.
Android is it's more open. So you probably could have Alexa more readily on your wrist than Siri.
Right, but is there a way to improve Siri? Because mine's dumb.
They need to spend more money, which they have.
Okay. How did I get
Just
dumb
more-
Siri is the question.
How do they what?
Get such a dumb Siri. Like it just doesn't.
Because they aren't scraping the same data as like
Yeah.
every other. Like Google is taking everything you're doing
Yeah.
and like trying to make, and to their credit, making it better.
Right.
You know. But then also
Right.
advertising to you hard.
All right. So if you're listening to this podcast, please let us know what you've been up to with your Apple Watch. Have you had these same kind of issues with your Siri being slightly not as smart as you'd want it to be, and causing
The phone lines are lighting up.
and causing you discomfort when you're trying to get things done? Because the whole point is to make it easier, right? Hands-free. Here I am, non-hands-free now, using all these things. Literally, if I was driving, I would have been swerving off the road with this thing, and that's just not
If there's anything
acceptable.
that creates tension in a couple,
Yeah.
where one is the really, really serious tech enthusiast and one is along for the ride, it's Siri doing voice activation in your house and Siri not working, and when your wife says, "Hey, how do I do the lights?" I'm like, "Just ask Siri." And she was like, "I'm not doing that."
Right. Yeah.
Because it doesn't work half the time.
So let us know your Siri hacks and what we can do to make Siri smarter. Because
Has Siri affected your marriage? Call us now.
has it affected your life in any way? Siri's picking it up on your phone. Uh-oh,
Siri
Siri.
just said, "Hey Siri, if I get married."
It's probably sending us like random things.
I
Who
turned
knows?
off Siri a year ago.
Oh.
I don't need
Yeah,
that
poor
much.
Siri.
You're the reason it doesn't work well for us because we can't
Yeah.
get your.
So that's an
information.
opportunity, I guess, is the thing I'm thinking, right? There's a Siri opportunity in the startup space. Somebody
Serious
could
Siri
serious Siri opportunity, exactly. And so if you're hearing this and you're starting thinking about what you want to do, maybe there's an opportunity to do something big. It's a hard space because Apple could come in and pounce on you and prove it all of a sudden, but something to think about
true.
for your morning commute or evening commute. Thanks for listening.
There you go.
Here,
And then the rest of
and here's our
yours
food.
will be right
Perfect.
back.
Thank you.
We're having some avocado toast here in Tampa to start our day
Joy.
with the established team.
He's
So,
a food vlogger.
now I'm a food blogger. So anyway, thanks to y'all for listening. I'm here, Frank Gruber, here with Jen Consalvo.
She's not here. She's
not here.
she refuses. Joe Corbett.
Yeah.
Hello.
Have a great day, y'all. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for listening. This is Somewhat Frank, signing off. Frank Gruber. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe online, iTunes, SoundCloud, Android, wherever you can find it. Somewhat Frank Podcast. We'll be back soon with another episode. Thanks so much.